Start the game
Let's go.
already.
Let's go, 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 go. No more waiting. Finally, our semifinals are here. And we do have a schedule for Iron Steel versus Tato, so stick around to
Oh,
catch
nice.
those. Well, not today, but we do have a schedule set up Sunday at 18 GMT. We have Tokyo versus Tato, which is... Oh, no, not Tokyo. Wait, Iron Steel versus Tato, which will be our final semifinal, or the other semifinals, and then we'll be underway. But that being said, let's check out the maps. We got Cool with yellow pieces this series, getting up a nice 3 o'clock position here. Interesting map. Interesting map. Ooh, oh, a lot of elephants there. That's nice for him. That's a lot of Ellies. If he
That,
spots
that that
those,
qualifies as a herd of elephants.
that's a herd. That's so much food. He's got his
But
gazelle.
Kalte gets his own food bank too, though.
Oh yeah, he's oh. What do you mean? His gazelle are bugged.
No, but look at them all. If he pits between that stone and the forest, he's got two gazelle herds and an.
Yeah, but you don't like we talked about this.
Oh, you
Pitting a
could.
gazelle is good at the start, but you need to push these, and these are going to be tough to push.
He only needs to push two. If he pushes two to the TC,
Little
he can
butt.
keep enough. He can leave the rest of them and push them to the wood pit.
Do you think he just uses a go back on this gazelle?
I wouldn't. I would push two of them and then push the rest to the wood.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem to be having any problem pushing them.
Well, it's just the one's literally stuck in the middle.
Oh well, he'll free that guy up.
I mean, not in time. Like 250 stone, the game could be over by then.
It's true, but he's still got four. He's still got 9 gazelle plus an elephant.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a usable map, but when you compare it to, I think, oh man, did Cool already scouted these two elephants? That's going to be really good for him.
Well,
He's already getting his gazelle in as well.
you have to remember those elephants are midway between them. So
That's true. These are very close.
You can they really equally available to either player.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. Hey, man, I'm so excited. This is our first best of 7 of the tournament, and then we move on. It's just getting bigger and better from here, right? We got this best of 7, then we have a best of 9 in the finals. And man, what are you looking forward to? Who do you? I don't want to say predict, but yeah. Cast your predictions. We can do it now because this is our moment. We can say this at this point. Finalists, what are your predictions?
Well, clearly, if you look at the seeding numbers, 12 and 9, you would say that Kalte's going to win, but Cool is seeded that way for historical reasons. The guy is just a phenomenal player, and it takes nothing away from Kalte. Kalte's a very accomplished player, a very strong player, but Cool has got to be one of the strongest players I've seen in a while. So I think he's probably gonna take it.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. I could see that. I think I agree. I'm not saying though what's gonna happen because I can't tell yet. We're gonna have to see how these games play out. I think we're gonna see a far better map for Cool here play out. Although he did pit not this gazelle patch, right? He didn't pit this gazelle patch. Maybe it was just because he wanted wood and he thought he had enough food. He's gonna actually. I think he narrowly avoided seeing Kalte there. They missed each other just by like inches, man. And if Cool keeps walking with this Vil, he's gonna run into the triple lion. I mean that's gonna require some insane house tricks, but it looks like he's gonna be content to let this Vil run back home. And we already see Kalte on that stone mine, pretty clear indicator that he wants to go for those slingers. And we do see the barracks here. Maybe Cool has a pretty good indication. He saw the gold, he sees the stone. I think he knows. I think he knows that this is where Kalte's at, and that's going to be really difficult for him. Cool is going to have a good push here, I believe. Let's check ecos real quick. 20 to 18, so Cool, sorry, going for a very quick strike. A very quick strike indeed.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting. I'm curious to see who's going to use. Is this going to be? Cool's going to go. Looks like he's going to go Axer. I don't know whether Kalte is thinking he's going to do Scout Rush or what, but these this super fast time here is going to put a damper on anything he wants to do.
And it could still be a Scout Rush. I mean, Cool hasn't committed to anything yet. 2 clubbers can be a nice little augment to the Scout Rush. Just run distraction, block wall spots, be obnoxious. It looks like Cool's time isn't as quick as he wanted it to be. We're already up to 8 minutes and 20 seconds. He's had he's had 3 clubbers now, so I'm guessing he's been floating some extra food here as he seems to have gotten 2 more elephants. Oh no, still the 5 to the left. Not grabbing those, so his food's gonna run out. This is gonna be a pretty short axe rush, if you ask me. He's got the 350 he's got the 450 food from those 3 berries, but do we see the upgrades coming in? Kalte's gonna stop to fight this. Remember, the Sumerian HP should be pretty good. He's got the armor. He's got the +2. This is a pretty good fight, but the villains will still deal decent damage here. If he gets slingers out in time, but here's the axe upgrade. This is where it gets really messy here for Kalte. Oh, Kalte's just getting axe rushed. This is a pretty quick game here, potentially. I mean, Cool's just setting the pace.
Yes.
And Kalte's just going to call GG. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows. He's good.
No shot there.
It's so tough. It's so tough on this map. You're wide open, and if you don't have a lot of food and wood in the bank when this happens, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's not like you could run. Yeah, that was tremendously fast. Good job. It wasn't like, it was just a quick game though. That wasn't a particularly fast axe rush. I mean, if we look at it, hitting Tool like just before 9 minutes, Cool's rush here wasn't actually that fast. You know, we typically say a good axe rush, you click around 6 minutes, right? So you get into the base with clubbers before 8 minutes. You hit Tool just after 8 minutes. This was maybe 30 seconds shorter, or 30 seconds later than he wanted it to be. And you could see that he had the idling clubbers for so long, just waiting for the Tool upgrade to come in. I don't know. Still worked out for him though. 3 clubbers doing the trick, getting that upgrade in. Check out game 2.
Just something I noticed. All the servers are back.
Yes.
Originally they had all of them, then they went down to like 5 or 6 or something, and now they're all back.
Yeah, I'm guessing there was just some issue on there, and then they're doing some maintenance, maybe checking stuff, maybe prepping for H2 DE. You never know, man. You never know. So that was cool. Taking game 1, so I have to remember the order players for that. There we go.
Let's see, Sumer, colors, everything looks good. Spec for you, and
Man, Cool's coming in here.
Game already.
That was a fast rush.
yeah. Well, and I think the proximity of his barracks, he was up at 6:30, but which 6 is extremely fast. 6:30 is still pretty fast, but because his barracks were right on top of Kalte, it didn't take any time whatsoever to get them into combat. Oh, so here we have. It'd be interesting to see what Cool does with these, at 9 o'clock. The infamous lined up on the wall thing.
Yeah. I mean, as we know, these Gazelle, extremely difficult to get off the wall. We've seen players waste a lot of time, lose games, try to build houses and push them out behind the house. It's never efficient and it never feels good. But we'll see what Cool does. He does have a really good map.
This is interesting. Kalte's map, his Gazelle are a little bit far away, but he's got 3 herds of Gazelle that could all be pushed to a single spot. So, of course, he doesn't know that. If you had perfect information, you could probably turn that into something exciting. But it could be an issue. He could end up scattering a bunch of them while he's trying to push the closest one to his TC. I don't know.
I don't think he's even found his first gazelle. He's sending his scoutville way too far and a much too wide of a radius to spot those first gazelle. They spawn within like 15 tiles of your TC, the first gazelle or something like that. So it's usually smart to not get that first scout too wide, but it's okay.
Might find the lion though.
Yeah, I'll find the lion.
No, just missed.
Cool already spotted his first elephant. I think he's gonna see this when he spots.
I think he got all of them. I think he saw all the elephants.
Did you? Oh,
I thought I was glancing. I could be wrong, but I thought he went the outside of that, but could be wrong.
Oh, he came back inside to build the house, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe he did. I could have missed it. I was looking at Kalte's side of the map. I think it's interesting here. Those gazelle potentially pushed up to the wood pit on the north side. Like you just push them along the wall to make the pit a little bit more efficient, or you get stone out of it at least. He's going to be going for this. Maybe he can do it here with the vills blocking and the berries. Is this going to be... What? Let's see what happens here. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh yeah. Man, we're past the go back point. So this is just.
He's just gonna have to deal with that. Kalte's got. Kalte messed up as well. He dropped a gazelle in an awkward spot. Oh boy. Okay, no, but Cool's getting it. He's getting it all. That was just chaos. That was pure chaos. He's getting most of these in though. Cool is going to be in a good position here. He's got the elephants off to the right to pull in as well. He's actually got a pretty nice start here now. Let's see where he pits. That's going to be a pretty clear indicator. I think he's going to pit here for the wood and the food, but he might also try to pit the stone. I'm not sure. He hasn't sent that first scouting ville out yet to spot where Kalte is, and at this point last game he had already decided on the axe rush. You know, he's up to 16 pop. I think we're looking at a pretty clear... Oh, he is grabbing that. He's spotted all these Ellies. Oh, and here's coming up to the storage pit with the stone. So interesting. He's trusting the food from the Ellies, gazelle, and berries. He's got 3 Ellies. The stone pit, he's got a hill. I think he's going to be doing slingers this game, and I think that's going to be pretty good for him. Oh. Ooh, rough spot. But still, good map for him. And Kalte, Kalte's done a good job here as well with his gazelle. Starting that second patch, looks like he's going to be pushing it towards another wood line rather than towards the existing wood line. He's also got stone, so I think we could be seeing slingers maybe out of this left side for him if he's paying attention to the map. If not, I don't know. I mean, I think that Kalte's in a slightly worse position because for Kalte, he might be considering barracks to the south to cover like a larger area, but he might not realize that the easiest position for Cool to attack from is the far left of his base over here, you see? So, I mean, it's going to be up to him to place his buildings well, but it's interesting. This is going to be a pretty big mix-up for Cool in terms of strategy, and Kalte could get caught off guard here. We don't see a scouting ville from Kalte, so Kalte's doing a much faster tool time. And that's because Cool set the pace last game, right? He set a very fast pace. He said, I will axe rush you if you're not safe, right? He set the tone, and now he's just going to go slingers, and he's going to go bigger. He's going to be stronger, I think. We'll see. He's clearly faster to the 20 ville mark. What are these 2 vills doing? Potentially building barracks here, potentially going forward, or is it barracks on the hill? What do you think, Rom?
The thing that I think is interesting here is the 2 have switched positions economically. The first game, Cool comes out really fast for the hit, and now he's playing defensive. And Kalte's like, oh, okay, this is going to be a fast rushing game, so he's going to go up soon. Mm-hmm. So it looks like both are playing defensive now. And Cool's got the barracks going up on the hills. Nice defensive spot for him. Mm-hmm. So I think Cool seems like he's probably going to go for a big game.
No vills on stone just yet. Not important until you start producing those first slingers. We see a lot of players who go for those slings, do it a lot faster. So, I mean, we still haven't rolled out scouts here from Cool's map. Although we haven't seen him really play around with those. No, there's the second barracks. So there is the ruling out of the scouts. But I mean, Kalte also ruling out scouts at the second barrack. So yeah, looks like we're gonna get a sling game. Now, a big point here is that Cool has a hill, And as we know, the range till bonus is absurd. So keeping control over your base like that is, man, this is going to be a really hard position for Kalte to ever take. For him, there is a second hill to the right side of Cool's base, potentially an aggressive spot. But I mean, that one, the barracks that Cool has here on that hill, they're going to cover so many farms. His stone, 3 or 4 wood lines here, like, this is going to basically push Cool into perpetuity.
Here's the other thing that's developing is Cool has the bigger eco and he's faster.
That's insane. 23 bills. Oh man.
Yes. I mean, so you're looking at a bigger eco and you're looking at a faster time. That tends to compound itself over, you know. So yeah, it's oh, and you got the first slinger coming in to scout out up at 12 o'clock, and he's going to see, well, I don't know, he didn't see that house yet.
Yeah, I mean, look at the respect that Kalte is showing Cool here. Look at the wall off. Look at the stone investment, right? I mean, that's just going to slow down his slinger production, potentially. Maybe delay his click on the upgrade. We'll see, though. Cool. So I've watched Cool for a while now. I've been trying to catch his streams, get a glimpse as to what kind of player he is. And I noticed he's a very... He knows, I think what's most impressive is he knows when to turn off aggression and play reactive, and he knows when to turn off reactive and play aggressive, right? So currently, he's all in on the slingers, right? But I think as soon as he sees he has even a small advantage in army, I think we'll see him potentially try to go bronze. We could also see him do as he did in Memo's games, where he just went all in on the slingers. And you know, he didn't really try to bronze. But against Morik, remember, he saw he had the advantage, and he just chilled, hung back with the slingers, didn't die, and hit bronze first. And I think we're going to potentially be seeing that this game, because, I mean, Cool's in the driver's seat this game, totally. I mean, as soon as you force your opponent to wall like this, I mean, that's already a big victory, right? He didn't even make a melee unit, right? and Kalte walled out of fear, right? Out of respect, right? So that's all about the metagame in these best of sevens, these series, right? Cool set the tone game 1, and now he's in the driver's seat. He doesn't even have the upgrade yet. Maybe a lack of maybe oversight. No upgrade yet. No market upgrade.
Yeah, I think it must be an oversight, because he must have the food for it. I mean, he's got. He's got 29 bills. The last time I checked, 29, 22. So it's the gap in the eco between the two is...
Yeah, it's ginormous.
Yeah,
is Cool going to realize he doesn't have the...
Definitely an oversight. I mean, you wouldn't have this many slingers out without the upgrade.
Yeah,
you just wouldn't. You just wouldn't make that many.
As soon as you have 3 slingers, the upgrade is more profitable than a 4th slinger, right? Like, that's how powerful the upgrade is.
It just doesn't make any sense. Maybe he has one of those things. He thought he clicked it and he didn't click, or who knows? Maybe he clicked something else.
You know what's funny? He doesn't need it. He's got the numbers still.
And you think about the difference here. I mean, this a 33% reduction or a 50% increase, depending on how you want to look at the math of it. That's an enormous.
He's still winning the fight without the upgrade.
Yeah, it's because he's got twice as many. He's got twice as many guys there.
Yeah.
So Kalte may have 50% more firepower, but he's got twice as many. Yeah.
That's incredible. Winning without the upgrade, man. He built the market too. Oh boy. I mean, Kalte, to his credit, he has the eco now. He's got the farm upgrade. He's got the farming.
Yeah, see, he sees that too.
Yeah, he sees that too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened with Cool there. I don't know. No upgrade.
I mean, Cool's just a monster. You know, I mean, he beat Mork 3-0. He beat Memo 3-0. I mean, I don't think he knows how to lose a game.
No sling upgrade. What the heck? What? What just happened? Well, my eco was a mess. Interesting. Hold on. You set up this next lobby. I'll hop in, and I need to take care of the dog real quick.
Alrighty.
Being a little.
I have the room up now.
Oh man, we had some predictions for a 4-0. What's your thought there?
Yeah, well, I mean, based on those first two games, you can certainly understand people making such predictions. I mean, well, again, if you just look at the, like I just had mentioned, I mean, he 3-0'd Morik, and then he 3-0'd Memo. I mean, how do you go 6 games against those two people and not lose a single match? I'll let them know you're going to be a second here. All right. So for those of you that may be joining, we are in the midst of this game, and the winner of this will go against the winner of Iron Steel and Tato. Their game is scheduled currently for Sunday. Yeah, no problem. All right, just double checking.
Okay.
Flight check before we take off. Spectator. Super.
All right, let's see it.
Start the game already.
Let's see it.
Yeah, we are off.
Ooh, water in the middle. Again, unusable. One of the artifacts spawned in that inner ring. When have you ever seen that before? When will you ever see that?
Where's it at?
In the middle.
Oh, it's a Cracker Jack box, so you got to break it open.
Okay, he called it restart. Okay. So that is one. So just to inform you guys, we have our setup here is a best of 7. Each player has access to 2 restarts as long as they call the restart before 3 minutes. So that is one of the restarts. It's there for fairness, because sometimes you get really bugged maps in this game, and it's there for that reason. Also, when you house your berries, it's just like you can't really control that. Sometimes you just drop your house. You have to drop it at the start. If you don't, you get housed, right? So you just have to build it immediately, and it can lead to players getting that housing that just houses in a bad spot. But that's all fine here. We can jump into game number.
You got them. You should use them. And
yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you got him, you use him. I couldn't agree more. Oof.
All right, color, sieves, spec. All looks good.
All looks good to me, man.
Start the game already.
Don't block. Cool. Oh man, he's funny. He's really funny.
He is.
All right. Let's take a look at these maps.
Good distance between the two players again.
Oh, and Kalte spawned on a hill. I love seeing that. It's such a weird thing to see, but it's still kind of cool.
Big hill that
In the middle
runs the distance between. So if you look halfway between the two players, you got this big mountain range here that goes all the way to the tree line. So be interesting if the games go long enough. That could be a very hotly contested area.
Yeah, I think what we're noticing here is that Kalte just can't seem to get off to the right start. Right? Like, Cool is coming at him with just perfect openers, right? Every time. He's got either a really fast rush, as he showed in game 1, or in game 2, he showed a perfect eco with a good time, right? It's like he could do either one, And in both games, Kalte's just been a little bit slower, and it's showing. But I think game one, Kalte's eco was actually pretty set. I think his time was all right. It was just he was against a rush, and that's just the power of the rush in this game is that if you don't expect it, it can be brutal. And last game, I think Kalte lost last match because he was expecting a rush. Right, he went up on a much smaller eco.
double line at 2.
Let's see if we can see that house trick.
Oh,
Oh, it
one.
didn't.
He
Remember, it's
only got one line.
Sumervilles as well, so double lion isn't as powerful. He's gonna house trick it anyway. Cool.
Yeah, he didn't get both up line. I wanted to see him react to the double line.
Seems to be fine though. I mean, yeah, it's close. That could have been a game changer. Losing a Vil this early is brutal, but that's kind of one of the things about these. That's kind of why we're doing this Oasis with Sumerian, right? The extra Vil HP is just so. It matters, you know. It really makes a huge difference in just setting up your eco and surviving raids. Even just that little bit seems to make such a big difference. As we do see Cool getting his 4 Gazelle in. Check out the right side of the map here. Not a lot going on. We'll do a tour du monde here. Guys, an idea of what exists out here. There's some nice food.
Well, that's a neat hill. That's a neat hill. Just, I mean, aesthetically, got gold on the top of it. Little elephant guarding it.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'll be right back real quick. My dog is making a weird noise. I need to go check on that.
Just put it over one of the 2 sieves, and I'll talk. We're gonna see what Cool does here. So let's see. He's got another whole Gazelle patch. Be interesting to see what Cool does with that, because pushing them across his berry is probably his problem. But he doesn't seem to have another great food source.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I was just commenting on it. It'd be interesting to see what Cool does with this, because his next obvious food source, well, he knows about that elephant because he went over there and dropped the house.
Right.
So he's going to go get that. But his Gazelle here are on the opposite side of the berries, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does with that. But because he doesn't have a lot of food around here, other than those Gazelle. So probably push him to the wood line and then get there.
Talking about Kalte's map, right?
No, I'm talking about Cool's map. So Cool. So Cool.
He's just gonna pit him in the middle. He just needs the food.
Yeah, that's what I was. Because trying to get across the grain area and then into all the activity that's going on at the TC is just problematic. So not the cleanest thing there, but it works.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't agree more. I think Kalte's got a nice map here for slingers. He's already got the stone mine available with that storage pit. He's pushing another Gazelle patch. He's got the Ellies. The question is he going to be fast enough? This seems to be the biggest issue for him so far, is he's just always behind by a little margin, right? Something is just always a little off for him.
Well, and now we've got the artifact that just found him. So that's, unfortunately very bad information for him to...
Oh, and here's a potential axe rush or scouts. Is he just going to keep mixing it up? This is what this is what I really like about Cool. We've seen other players in this series who do certain strategies really well.
Maybe a scout. You think he's going to surprise us with a scout?
I think it's going to be scouts, man.
I'm wondering too, because like you said, he's been changing things up here. First it was the Blitzkrieg. The second one, it was go a little bit bigger and then come in with the slingers. So I think he's demonstrating axe or slinger. The next obvious one is scouts.
Especially when you're up this many games. Oh no, he's another barracks on top of the hill. So it's gonna be maybe more axers. Let's see if the clubbers come out. His timing is gonna be decent here with that first clubber coming out now. Yeah, I think he just likes the axe feel. When we saw him pick up that artifact and get that information, and he spotted that house again, man, he's just getting so much info here. I think Kalte should know this is coming though, right? Didn't he send the artifact right back?
Well, he's got to know it's coming. I mean, the artifact came from there.
He sent the artifact
converted the
back
artifact.
though, and then the artifact came again. So he has to know that Cool's right here.
Well, I mean,
Cool's
he's got his
up.
2 barracks up, but
Cool's up. 3 clubbers coming in.
yeah, this is gonna be a problem. And
Cool.
Cool, like with everything else Cool does, he micros so well. He's not gonna lose these guys. He's gonna tease them and wait till their upgrades, which are now there, and then he's just gonna get to work.
Here comes the 4th. So Kalte may be trying to weather the storm a bit more here. He might, if he gets some slingers out quickly enough. I mean, this isn't over. It's looking rough though currently because that wood line is about to overchop. That bill will die for the market. Oh, he's gonna try to wall off in this tiny little area. No way, man. Even if he gets this wall off done, he's gonna chop through the wood. Not have enough wood for more slings. He's gonna have to
and you can't win with that tiny little land.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way he's gonna be able to hold. Like, even if he holds this.
I think Kalte knows. I mean, 11 minutes. 11 minutes for a player of Kalte's caliber, and 11 minutes.
These semifinals proving to be a little one-sided right now. To be a little one-sided. I mean, Cool is just dominating, right? It's interesting. Like, at this point, what does Kalte even do? Like, his times are he's just slower to tool, and he's weaker at eco. Like, that's the 3rd game that Kalte's just been slower and smaller eco. He's just not getting the proper Stone Age setup. He's not getting the proper Stone Age setup to play these games. Right? Cool's just beating him in the Stone Age, really. I mean, you could say the Axers won the game, but I think the winning move was the Stone Age setup. And we gotta see if Kalte can, maybe pull a game out of this, because man, it's looking rough. It's looking rough.
Yeah, if you do the math, the maximum number of bills obviously you can pump out per minute is 3 because it takes 20 seconds. You start with 3, so every minute after that you can add 3 bills. Mm-hmm. If you go up at exactly 6 minutes, theoretically, although it's not actually possible, you could have 21 bills. Cool's getting very close to this in terms of his performance.
Exactly, yeah.
And so basically it says you cannot beat him in terms of getting up before him with larger bills, because he's almost at the theoretical achievement. So you got to try to match him.
I found a car.
All right, let's see. Settings.
He calls the artifacts cars, which kind of makes sense. I mean, I don't disagree.
It's funny.
I don't disagree.
All right.
Oh, watch your phone there. Let's just end it. Oh, man.
All right, we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Start the game already.
Cool versus Kalte. Game 4 here. This is the best of 7, so this is match point for Cool if he wins. Another, as the progression seems to have been. However, keep in mind, remember what we saw from Soygia versus Tato. In that series, we did see a reverse sweep already in this tournament. Just the round previously. In the quarterfinals, we've seen reverse sweeps. And the semifinals, can't rule it out just yet. I mean, it looked. I remember how it looked for Tato. The first 2 games. The first 2 games were even worse than what Kalte's been doing. They were even worse.
If you have not seen that, you need to go back and watch that.
Mm-hmm. That was truly an incredible series. But like in the first 2 games, Tato resigned before the scout even did damage. Like, he started poking a Vil and Tato just resigned. Game 1, game 2, and then game 3 he was like, nah, I learned this map, right? And he started playing it, right? He caught up in the tool times and stuff. So, maybe Kalte just needed a bit of a warm up. I mean, I've been playing. I've noticed that Cool's been playing like all week
A lot.
heavily.
He's been playing a lot. I've played several games with him recently.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been playing a lot.
yeah. I think he likes it. I think he likes this game, which is and rightfully so. He should. If you guys aren't familiar, Cool is an professional, or semi-professional H2 player. He plays for VNS or VNA, VNL. I don't know how you VNL, Vietnam Legends. I forget. VNS. Whatever. It's a squad of Vietnamese players in the H2 scene. They compete at a very, very high level. So seeing him compete in H1 at a high level, it's not surprising. It's more impressive. There's a bit of a shock factor, right? An H2 pro. This is his first tournament for H1. Just kind of hops in, and he's dominating all the way through the semifinals, potentially into the finals. We'll see after this game if he makes it. But I mean, it's looking pretty clear. You know what I mean? It's looking.
Well, I mean, his
It's hard to question.
his winning streak. I mean, he's undefeated. Just continues.
I mean, beating Morik was like, okay, wow. Beating Memo 3-0 was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That I did not expect that at all.
I don't think anyone expected. I mean, we could have seen that because he beat Morik 3-0. I think you could go into his match versus Memo and say, like, okay, Memo's got, like, potentially say Memo's got his work cut out for him. He's got a lot of stuff he needs to do here. He needs to play right. He needs to play perfect. He needs to be on point. But we've seen Memo do that before, so it wouldn't have been too surprising. And Memo's comment after losing to Cool was he played perfectly. And that's coming from Memo, who's a perfectionist in game. And it's shown, Memo's won many games, many tournaments, revered, so it's like, how does anyone expect to compete now? I mean, the potential finalists on the other side for Cool, if he does make it, it's a little different. We're talking about a whole different ball game, right? We're talking maybe Tato, potentially, maybe Iron Steel, another tournament winner. So I don't know. I don't know what it needs to be, but something has to exist in the universe to stop Cool's win streak here. At least take a game off of him. Because we had the Mbe Terminator series, right, in Assyria, right, in our D3KT settings, and it looked like he was untouched, and then Tokyo came along and was just like, hey, I can play the setting, and it really showed in that, and that was an epic series. Oh man, remember that one? What a great series.
Oh yeah, I mean, talk about some serious gameplay.
Man, look at Cool setup though.
He's got so many gazelle there. It looks like somebody dropped a bomb over him.
Yeah, they're all decaying. It's like all of his food on his map is decaying. So I mean, there's very much a limited window on what he can do here. Oh my gosh, Kalte's mixing it up. I think Kalte's realizing what he's got to do, but is he gonna pull it off? You see the two vills coming forward. Sorry, it's hard to see Teal on the minimap, but he's coming forward with two vills here. And he's just gonna walk right by Cool's map. Now the thing is, I don't think he's learned how to read Oasis, judging by this. Maybe he's read it right here. But guys, if you're not completely aware, you can kind of tell where your opponent is based on the wood line. The wood line kind of goes to this closer distance to the wall when there's no player around, and when there's a player, it like pushes the wood back a bit. And we've seen that almost every time. Now, a player could spawn right adjacent to this, right? He could spawn really close. But we see like the player kind of changes the location of the center oasis. You can see it just goes all the way around, kind of close to the wall, and then as soon as you get closer to Kalte's corner, it cuts away from following the wall, and here's like the cool indent.
The stable. He's gonna try scouting. At 6 o'clock, we've got Kalte with a stable up.
But He's going the wrong way. Still the wrong way. He's going to build another stable the wrong way.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works out. This could catch Cool off guard. He looks like he's to be going. He's planning on slings, and he's going to be wide open. But it looks like he's going to have enough time to get maybe a few slingers out. Because again, the stable's in a rough spot. Oh, Kalte's going the right way with it though.
Kalte is up way faster time. He's
Yeah,
only one bill light.
Cool hasn't clicked. Cool's not up yet? Oh, there he is. There's 9 minutes 45 seconds, so about a minute and a half later than his standard axe rush that we saw from Cool in the past couple games. And now we're seeing Kalte coming in with fully upgraded scouts and not a slinger in sight. This is exactly what you need to do with the scouts. Now, let's see if Kalte picks up on the game plan here, right? It's very specific. You have to kill the slingers. As much as you want to prioritize these villagers, the slingers are your priority, right? Because as soon as there are 10 of these, the scouts are useless, right? As soon as there are like 10 slingers, the scouts cannot approach unless you have a lot of scouts. And it's a lot easier to mass these slingers. So already with 4, the scout is outnumbered and he will just die if he tries to engage these. The upgrade already in. He needs more scouts here.
Oh, he's got a scout in the right spot though, towards the tree line. He's going to get in and stop this walling, and it's going to stop this food production. So that's
Didn't see it. He's focusing on the micro.
now he saw it. He saw it. He ran past. Now he's in there.
This is a huge pickup because the slingers are nowhere near. The slingers are protecting this wood line. This is what Kalte needs to do, right? This is the first game in this series where he has put the pace onto Cool. Now it's all about micro, though. I mean, the scouts for slingers. You know how this goes. Slingers stand around, defend, boom, right? Scouts, you got to play with it. You got to finesse it. And he's getting the finesse in. This could be huge for Kalte. Kalte finally showing his colors here. Oh. Uh-oh. Pause. Maybe something's going on there. Potentially lag or something. So we always give players a pause. We never complain about players pausing. Keyboard is broken. Wait, okay, we have a technical issue, guys. Please just stand by, everybody. This shouldn't take too long.
Yes.
Cool does play.
Start
There we
the
go.
game
You just probably had to
already.
unplug it and stuff. Oh boy, I mean, look at Kalte here breaking keyboards.
Breaking keyboard. There you go. And he is going
comeback?
after. He's going after the slingers.
He has to fight the slingers that are caught off. He has to, but he's getting up to that magical number, right? As soon as you get about a dozen of these slingers, the scouts die on approach. I mean, he's still got a decent scout army. If he can deny the food sources, if he can deny the wood angles, he's killed a lot of vills. But look at the damage coming in. This is so much damage under the scouts.
Oh, he's gonna get a good hit if he goes up to that tree line. Well, what used to be a tree line, he could probably pick off a couple before the slings.
Now, a good way to handle this would be to deny all center locations for Cool. Cool got another group of villagers to the middle wood line, and Kalte hasn't spotted it yet. It looks like Cool's gonna come and try to wall this again. Is this Kalte pulling this off? Is he gonna stop this?
And the lion goes in on it.
The lion could block this. Kalte, pay attention! Oh man, Cool's gonna get away with it. Oh wait, the lion's blocking the wall off.
Yeah.
He has to wall around it. It's very awkward. Or can he wall behind it? Oh my gosh, he just chopped the lion. He has to eat the lion. The slingers, though, pulled out of position here, and Kalte's going to get in onto those farmers once again. Cool, maybe taken a bit by surprise here from these scouts, and Kalte microing it pretty nicely. Does he get one more kill at these slingers with these scouts before they all go down? No.
Oh,
so that's a massacre on the scout side of things, and there's the wall off, but here's the transition
have slingers.
into slingers.
The slinger.
Well, just one slinger, so it's not quite a transition.
Yes, but it is. But it marks the movement. He understands that they've kind of run their course, literally with the.
Oh boy. It was all very exciting and stuff, but I don't think there were as many kills as we thought. As 10 kills here for Kalte, several of those were slingers, so not many vills going down so far, and now Cool's got that high slinger mass. So for all the fireworks there, it looks like Cool's already in a winning position. And just like that, I mean, the scouts have been shut down. The food ran out. He didn't kill those initial slingers, and now we're seeing the price being paid. That price being paid. When all 5 scouts go down like that in one battle, it's a yikes moment here. So did we see the transition from Kalte? Does he have the eco now to do it? I don't know. I mean, Cool's got the timeline and he's moving forward to an undefended Kalte base. Kalte sending a Vil out, will immediately die to those slingers on the front. Now another slinger coming out, going to take some early pepper damage as Cool has a lot of options. Now his base basically cleared up. An interesting thing is Kalte always has the option of the scouts in the back, but I don't think he's going to have the food to do that as Kalte's pressure, Cool's pressure coming in onto Kalte. Getting pretty good here.
He's going to have to micro these a little bit better because these five slingers from Cool are getting way too much. They're performing way too good.
Yeah.
More so than they should be.
Kalte doesn't have the farms to sustain 3 barracks yet. He didn't. It's interesting. I thought that Kalte was so he all-in'd on the Vils. Like it looks like maybe he made a few after hitting Tool, but it looked like he stopped thinking that the scouts would apply the pressure he needed. Man, and now his farms are getting run down. Oh boy, this is looking so good for Cool. Cool's gonna split the army of Kalte and come in once again onto the front. More farms going down for Kalte on the wood line, but his wood line is under pressure here now. Several of those slingers on top of the hill are very hurt, so Kalte should actually have that fight even uphill, but at the barracks there is a huge pressure point for Cool as he pulls in here. Cool running to the left with both armies, so he can actually meet up with his armies, and Kalte pulling the boys here. He's got to have an all-man pulling the boys. Usually this is a pretty good indicator. Those Vils with that extra HP trying to pull their weight in combat. Cool, still hanging out with the 5 slingers off to the left and a much larger army on the front. A good line from him as Kalte was in a bad spot and several of his slingers aren't fighting very well. And oh, he's going to push these 2 out to the right, so he has to fight this. He has to fight this. And that's just going to be, I think, GG.
Yeah, I think we've seen the end here because now his farms are under pressure with the back army. He's outnumbered in the front army. And Cool's sort of like, well, you had your fun, but yeah, and Kalte sees it already. But that was exciting.
Yes.
It all came down to the first scouts. It all came down to those first scouts. And what he did with them. Right, he went... So when you look at that match and you wonder what went wrong with such a good tool time from Kalte, I could talk about that right now because our players are saying GG. Some good words here.
Yes.
Kalte. Calling GG though.
Yeah, he's such a good sport. Good player, good sport.
Good player, good sport. So what he did here was he had the scouts. He saw the barracks. He didn't see slingers, right? He saw all of this area next to the stone mine and the barracks. Didn't see a slinger. The slinger came out and started attacking the scout. The scout had full upgrades. The slinger was unupgraded. There were 2 slingers, actually. A scout beats 2 slingers, even if they're unupgraded. And instead he ran into the wood line, and he couldn't even fight the Vils there, right? You can only fight Vils in a wood line. Sumer Vils with like 3 or 4 scouts. 1 scout will just get boned down. And against Sumer Vils and against someone with good micro, they're just going to bone down a single scout, maybe without even losing a Vil. Especially if they have slinger support fire. So Kalte just ended up dancing around instead of killing those first slingers, and eventually Cool got up to like 5 or 6 slingers, right? And with those 6 slingers, it was kind of like a tower, just an unapproachable region, right, for Kalte at all times. And Cool just played around that. Yeah, we did see that big play from Kalte getting into that berry line, catching that off guard. He killed like 6 Vils. It looked really good for him, but I mean, Cool still had the Vil high originally, so you know that was more of a Vil equalizer, especially when you consider that the Vils for Cool don't need to work as hard to make slingers, right? Slingers are cheaper than scouts. The upgrades cost a lot, so Kalte really needed to do a lot more lethal damage, and that I think would have been done by focusing the slingers and camping the barracks, right? If he camps the barracks, it doesn't matter what Cool does. As Kalte keeps making units and Cool doesn't make units, essentially, right? Because they all die as they come out. Then the map opens up, right? Once you have 5 or 6 scouts, the wood line is no longer unapproachable for a single scout when he has, 5 or 6 allies, right? And that's just the nature of the fight. That's the nature of scouts versus slings. I think that's how, at least that's my approach. I could see experts proving me wrong, but when I play it, that's how I view it. I'm like, if I let the slinger count get out of control, it's just all over. Kalte's best performance yet in the tournament, certainly this game. He almost had it though, almost.